Vipers fans and basketball lovers alike. Welcome back to another interview. I'm your host, April Marie, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with former Vipers player and current Orlando Magic player, Gary Clark. Hi, Gary.
How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored. Let me tell you. How are you?
That's good. I'm doing well. I can't complain. I can't complain at all.
That's good. I'm happy to hear. I know as soon as we started this call, you told me you went grocery shopping. How does that experience like for you? Do you enjoy grocery shopping?
Nah, grocery shopping because I tend to like want to go down every aisle so that I don't leave anything, and then I'm like frustrated because I gotta like carry all these groceries in and out of the house. So I tend to try to like go in and just grab what I need and not like go down every aisle because I'll see some. Oh yeah, I need that and I need that. So I try to stay away from going to the grocery store often.
Yeah, I feel you. I can't do the whole every aisle thing because I get overwhelmed. I hate that there's so many choices of everything. I wish like certain brands only had like one mustard, but the fact that there's like all these options, I'm like, isn't it just like mustard? Like it's
Right.
overwhelming. So
It
I
is.
avoid it like a plague also. But aside from that, how have you been? Are you back home in North Carolina right now?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm back here in North Carolina. I've been here. I came down right when the season had ended, and I had to find a place because I was still transitioning out of my Houston apartment when I got with Orlando. So when the hiatus happened, I had to like go to Houston, talk to my apartment people, and start arranging to get my stuff shipped to somewhere in North Carolina. So that meant I had to like get back to North Carolina and like look for houses and apartments for the first like month. I was just running around looking at houses every day. And then so I finally got a place here and then I got all my stuff shipped here to North Carolina. And I've been kind of like, it's been crazy because I'm renting this home and it's, you know, I I did it first time I did it for 6 months and then the season's not starting until December, January. So I had to extend it again. And I'm just like, all right, well, here again, I'm a free agent this summer. So come December, I'm gonna have to pick up and go again somewhere else. So it's just kind of it's been wild. It's really calm right now. I know by like when free agency is announced and all that stuff, like it'll get crazy again. So I'm trying to really just chill and relax and work out and just be
Enjoy.
prepared as possible for like how fast the next transition is gonna go.
And I think that's one thing that I always credit all of you athletes is like the lifestyle, right? It's like constantly really not knowing where you're going to next. The transition, everything is almost like so sporadic overnight. So I can only imagine like how overwhelming that can be.
Yeah, it is. I think, but it comes with it. So it's a blessing, of course. But it does become stressful, especially with the times that we're living in right now. But in all, I'm excited for what's to come, and I'm just happy basketball is gonna be back here soon.
For sure. I totally agree with you. So I've had the opportunity to speak to other players who were also in the bubble, and I've asked them a little bit about their opinion, how they feel everything went. So I wanted to ask you, given that travel was eliminated and everybody was playing in sort of a neutral setting, do you feel like the bubble really exposed players' strengths and weaknesses on a different level?
Uh, yeah, I think more so on the like it enhanced a lot of guys' performance because you don't have the reaction of the crowd when someone does something crazy like for example, like us playing in Milwaukee, if we'd have been playing in Milwaukee, a lot of times Johnny's got some of those big time dunks. Like the fans would have went crazy. Their momentum would have been very like noticeable. Whereas in the bubble, it's kind of like, oh, that happened. They played the fake crowd noise and then on to the next play. So guys were able to like, really they always say like block out the crowd, but like you literally there was just no crowd atmosphere. So it was good. I think, you really got to see it through a lot of the younger guys that were going out there playing really well.
And how do you feel like your time in the bubble kind of what did it expose for you? What did it teach you about yourself as a person and as an athlete?
I think just, being basically cut off from the world and having access to like your loved ones and friends, it was just, able to like really focus in on, the task at hand a lot easier. And two, like spending a lot of time alone, really make you aware of like, some of the strengths and weaknesses that you have as a person, to where you can like clean it up and then be able to like focus more on the court. So I mean, I love my experience in the bubble. It wasn't fun by no means. Like, I fished every day, or I did golf every day, and people were like, "Oh, I would trade anything to go golf and fish." I'm like, "Look, it's deeper than that. Like, it was
Right.
getting it was weighing it weighed on you a lot after about like a month in there of doing the same things every day. But again, you had your fellow teammates, you had other guys from other teams that you knew, so it made it very doable. But I doubt anybody would suggest wanting to do another bubble again.
It's definitely a challenge. I feel like it would also take a toll on somebody mentally, almost doing the same thing every single day.
Yeah, you had to like you had to start challenging yourself to like do other things that like are were that you can't do outside of the bubble, like things that you know that's harder for you to do because in a regular setting you're constantly going and moving on a daily basis to where now you have so much downtime to like really spend with yourself that it just challenges you to do more and get more personal with yourself and know who you are and your identity.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about the start of your career because at the start of your career, you ended up signing a two-way contract with the Rockets, which had you splitting time between the Rockets and the Vipers, both teams which are known for having a particular style of play. Since you had the opportunity to be with both teams, do you feel like your time there now provides you with a sense of confidence when you find yourself shooting from beyond the perimeter with Orlando?
Yeah, because not many people know, like, throughout college, I never shot threes. In high school, I probably took five total threes out of my 4 years in high school. And then I went to college and only shot maybe less than 10 threes my freshman year. And then sophomore year, shooting less than 20 threes. But then, just trying to elevate my game. So people don't realize, like, I was a back to the basket guy, you know, did a lot of hook shot. I got my bread and butter off hook shots and, offensive rebounds. So to then come to Houston to like only shooting threes, it was like a huge difference for me. But like I think it took a lot of stress of like learning the ins and out of the NBA, of like, some of the things that James Harden and other guards do and wings do, like they kind of took that out of a lot of the young guys, the pressure off of me, and it was benefit for me because like all I had to do was be ready to shoot. So I had so much success early on that it was great for me to like build off of my confidence on shooting the three ball, being that I didn't shoot it at all for my whole career up until my rookie year. And with Houston, it made me focus on just shooting threes, which translated to now with Orlando. I can do a little bit more, but they have a lot of confidence in me to like uh knock down the shot. So Houston, I was able to like bring that I was defensive player of the year 2 times at Cincinnati to now like, all right, you can defend, but like all you got to do is shoot threes and rebound. So it's like now coming into Orlando, as a second year guy, I had to like really, go to another place as far as like not just settling for threes, being able to like pick and choose how many threes I take a game.
And that's huge because I feel like it only adds to your resume. It makes you so versatile. And you mentioned being Defensive Player of the Year. So, in your opinion, what is it about your game that allows you to have such a defensive presence?
I think it's just being aware. People in the NBA world call it like an IQ
Hmm.
for knowing what to do, and with the NBA, it's just like everyone's bigger, faster, and stronger. So it's like it's not enough to like be able to be there on time or make the right play. Like you got to be fast enough. You got to be strong enough to like, do your role. And I think as a young guy, like I was steady. Like I knew, like I think the team knew that I made the right reads, but everything else was slowly trying to like get to that point because I was coming off an ankle injury. So my quickness wasn't there as it was before. My strength wasn't there, but I was able to be in the spots to make plays when, you know, I was expected to. So I think that just, show like just being able to like be there and do the right things, make the right reads, as you go, I get up in my career,
Mhm.
I think it'll benefit me a lot to be able to like make those plays now that I'm going into my third year now and just being able to be aware.
And it adds to the level of experience that you have. So I think that's huge. And it
Yeah.
was actually during an interview that you had in the bubble that you mentioned that a lot of the team's success comes when you all play with purpose rather than playing in flow. Can you elaborate on that comment?
Because I think purpose, like every game has a different like game plan, and you can just go out there and say I'm going to go hoop and I'm gonna get 20 or I'm gonna do this, but like eventually a game flow, yeah, you're gonna play in a game flow, but like having a purpose of like cutting, screening, rebounding, staying disciplined with your game plan that your team has for that team that you're playing that night, and being able to adapt to the next night when you got to play again with a different team, a totally different team, and just playing with purpose because a lot of guys just go out there and play and the game flows. The guy might have 20 points or, have a crazy game, but like if he's just playing in flow, he might not be playing for like the purpose to try to get the win and try to do what the game plan is.
No, and that definitely makes a lot of sense. I guess it comes back to being strategic, right, with what it
Yeah.
is that you're doing out on the court. And in preparing for this interview, I actually read an article about you. Obviously, you're from North Carolina. And being that you're in the country, you like to spend a lot of your time fishing. So, what would you say are some of the similarities between fishing and basketball that perhaps some people hadn't ever considered?
I think it's just being patient. I think, one day I can go out and catch 20 fish, and the next day go to the same exact spot and do the exact same thing again and catch nothing. I think it just, for me, a lot of times it allows me to like really clear my mind and, just relax. And I think when it comes to my game on the court, I'm not a guy that's ever pressing or stressing about, scoring or doing like all I want to do is win. I think at the end of the day, like when I'm fishing, I have to do the exact same thing over and over again and be super patient, be super disciplined to try to like give myself the best chance to catch a fish. And I think I apply that to my game as far as like give myself the best chance to like play well and give my team the opportunity to win. And I think just being patient, persistent, and just staying just staying consistent has allowed me to like have some of the success I've had in the NBA.
That's awesome. I like the metaphors that you use with that. Aside from being a successful athlete out on the court, is there any type of community initiative or outreach that you're particularly passionate about?
Um, uh, I do spend a lot of time with different like my church group that we used to do like a food drive. So that's how I became a member of my church
Mhm.
in Clayton. Is that when I was younger, we went to the food drive for extra food, and then from then on, I started working in the food drive. And I was actually just talking to my agent the other day of trying to like really get that back going. To like really try to be a part of that while I'm home the last little bit of time I got because Thanksgiving is coming up,
Right.
and just being able to like help out with the families in need of food for Thanksgiving. And I know last year um, I did a Christmas giveaway where I had like, I think I had like 20 kids or something like that. And their parents go to Target and we did a Christmas drive where I gave each family a gift cards and we went out, we hung out in Target and just run around and just
That's
kids getting
so
whatever they wanted.
cool. That's awesome. And that's crazy how things go full circle, right? Like you used to use the food pantry and now you serve there. I think that's a huge testament like on the way what God has planned for somebody and when you sow your seed. Like, that's awesome to see that you do stuff like that. I'm excited to see what you have planned now, like you said, because Thanksgiving is right around. Um,
Appreciate that.
so one thing I love about your IG account is the amount of game day swag that you be giving us, okay? Like, you never fail to have like an awesome fit for that tunnel photo. What goes into planning the perfect game day outfit?
I think it's for me. It's just like wanting to feel good, like regardless if I'm getting a game or not. Like it's like going to work. Like when you go to work, you just want to feel good. Like we wear sweatpants and sweatsuits 90% of the time. So like regardless, like when I was in Houston, like if I was gonna play or not, I just wanted to feel good going to the game. So that after the game, win and lose, play or not play, that like I felt good. Like I felt good going to work because, as you know, for me, like if I'm like, all right, just throw something together, go to the game. All right, no, you didn't play. Oh yeah, we lost. So that's a lot of like negatives leaving that day. Whereas if I get up, have my coffee, get dressed, get my fit out, look nice going to the game, leave the game nice. I'm still frustrated that I didn't play or that we didn't win, but like I still feel like, I still feel good walking in and out of the arena.
No, and you definitely be doing your thing. I always like to see what you got on. I'm like, oh, okay, he flexing, but you know what? It works for you, and I'm
Yeah.
happy that you've been able to continue to do that. And of course, now that the season is over, what is your workout regimen consist of, and what are you most excited about for the upcoming season?
Uh, I really so my Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm on the court
Mhm.
doing basketball stuff and I'm lifting, and then my Tuesday, Thursdays are cardio. I live like 30 minutes from my high school. So that's where I usually go every day or every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's like a 30-minute drive. So like that's gruesome, my to drive, but like I have like full access to the whole facility, the school. So yeah, and I think I'm more so excited about like, everyone knows that okay, he can shoot. They know okay, he's an okay defender. And just taking those perspectives and like trying to enhance them, you know, really know okay, he is a 3 and D guy, but he also is like, a young guy that's very vocal and just, you can rely on him every night. So I think, the big thing for me this offseason is making sure like I'm in like tip top shape
Mhm.
and my body's finally healthy for the first summer in 6 years. Like I hurt my ankle my sophomore year in college, and
Mhm.
every summer I was doing some kind of rehab because I had surgery my junior year that summer finally, and then I've always just kind of like had to like maintenance that because I always rode it in the summertime. Like I did it summer league, I did it the year before my rookie year. I had to rehab it, and then this is my first summer like fully healthy, able to hit the weights hard and get quicker, faster. So I'm just excited to have a full off season of really getting after it and then going into like my third season healthy.
No, and I'm super excited to see what you have in store for your career. I feel like this is only the beginning for you. You're still very young. You've already accomplished so much. So, yes, I cannot wait. Thank you once again for taking the time to do this. We definitely have to do this again, maybe during the summer, to just touch base again, see how you're doing, and give the fans what they want. They obviously want to know more about you. I think that's primarily the reason why we do this, is so that people can also realize that aside from being a professional athlete, you're also a person, right? You like to spend time at church, you grocery shop just like everybody else. Like, you like to relax, and I think that's huge, and it's awesome that we get to provide this. So thank you once again, Gary Clark. Thank you so much to everybody who watched today's interview. For now, I'm your host, April Marie.